Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jeff Vaughn.
And I'm Lena Wynn. President Trump lowers the hammer on his own party over Obamacare.
Yeah, he wants it repealed and replaced and doesn't want any lawmaker leaving Washington until that happens.
KCAL9 political reporter Dave Bryan is here now with the new presidential pressure as the Senate Majority Leader calls for a do-or-die vote tomorrow, Dave.
Yeah, that's right. This is not just a procedural vote. This is a super procedural vote. Tomorrow's vote would clear the way for a debate and ultimate vote in the Senate on whether to repeal the Affordable Care Act and pass a replacement health care bill. And today, President Trump, sounding at times frustrated and even angry that the Congress hasn't moved faster to get this done, threatened holdout Republicans that it's now or never. President Trump brought his pitch for repealing Obamacare to an unusual venue Monday evening. A cheering crowd of Boy Scouts at the National Jamboree in West Virginia, turning up the heat on Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price.
And hopefully he's going to get the votes tomorrow to start our path toward killing this horrible thing known as Obamacare that's really hurting us.
A few moments later, the president jokingly declared that Secretary Price's job may be at stake in getting the votes to pass a procedural bill on Tuesday that would open the way to move forward on repeal and replacement.
He better get him. Oh, he better. Otherwise, I'll say, Tom, you're fired.
Earlier, with families standing behind him who claim Obamacare was a health care disaster for them, Mr. Trump threw down the gauntlet to members of his own party.
Any senator who votes against starting debate is telling America that you are fine with the Obamacare nightmare, which is what it is.
And back at the rally, he made it personal for the Boy Scouts, raising the question of loyalty.
A scout is trustworthy. Loyal. We could use some more loyalty, I will tell you that.
In a dramatic development Monday night, it was announced that Arizona Senator John McCain, who's fighting brain cancer, would be back in the Senate on Tuesday to vote on the procedural bill, apparently in favor of it. But Republicans on Capitol Hill are hardly united on this issue, and there's so much frustration that one GOP congressman from Texas actually suggested that if they were men, he might challenge the holdouts, the GOP holdouts, like Maine Senator Susan Collins, to a shootout over the health care bill.
There are some female senators from the Northeast. If it was a guy from South Texas, I might ask him to step outside and settle this Aaron Burr style.
But if the procedural vote passes on Tuesday, some Republicans, like Senator Collins, say they're not even sure what kind of replacement bill they'd be debating and voting on.
I don't think that's a good approach to facing legislation that affects millions of people and 1/6 of our economy.
Collins says she won't vote for repealing Obamacare without an acceptable replacement. Nonetheless, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell will not back down on the Tuesday procedural vote.
That means voting to kick off a robust debate in which senators from all parties can represent the views of their constituents.
On the eve of that vote, two things look clear. The Democrats are united in opposition, and the GOP leadership doesn't have much wiggle room on getting the votes needed to move forward on this issue. Now, for the most part, the Democrats were laying low on this issue today, deciding instead to unveil a party push on economic issues. But the party chairman said no matter how many ways the president tries to twist or hide the truth, Obamacare has been a lifesaver for millions of Americans, and his attacks, he said, won't change that. Jeff?
Now, Dave, this is just a vote to proceed, but it has a lot of consequences in the future if this passes, right?
A lot of consequences, and that's really important. First of all, if the procedural vote passes, it will pave the way to move forward on a Senate health care bill, and that would be seen as a huge step forward toward actually passing a replacement bill. Second, at a time when this administration desperately needs a win, any win, this would be a big one and will take the focus off the Russian investigation, at least for now. And finally, several wavering Republicans may cave in if this procedural passes, because it will be a lot more difficult for them to vote against a real health care replacement bill than to block that vote and say, well, it never came up for a vote. And Jeff and Lena, the other thing about this is a lot of Republicans say we've invested a lot of time on this. We need to move on. We need to do something about creating jobs. We need to do something about rebuilding the infrastructure, so on and so forth. All of that is going nowhere right now.
Yeah, a lot of that time is 7 years, right?
That's right.
Yeah.